Alright, welcome back to Only Divergences. In this video, I will be updating my ongoing coverage of CCJ, Cameco stock. For new viewers, we focus only on technical analysis in this channel with a general belief that most things are priced in and that it's the relative parameters of market moves that govern market behavior. Okay, if this is the type of pure, clean technical analysis you're looking for, then hit that subscribe button. So Cameco was actually my first video when I started this project last month, and I wanted to put out a video just to compare the technicals to the narrative and point out that we had some nice clean resistance here. Let me just draw this out for you. Now, you can forgive this little breakout above it here. You want to focus on the line that has the most tags on it. But I also wanted to point out that day in that video, which I'll put a link in the description, that there was a narrative going on over that weekend saying that there would be another infinite loop squeeze because Sprott, the trust that had just started, and there was a lack of physical uranium or whatever. Look, it really doesn't matter. It's a story. Okay, and if you believe that, you would have bought in over here and you'd be down. Or if you bought options, you'd be maybe even at zero or down a lot. But if you believed in the technicals, then you should have taken profits here and maybe even gone short to make a bit more money. Always understand the technicals and ignore the stories, guys. I pointed that out in my first video, and that is my goal with this channel. All right. Today is Sunday, October 10th, 2021. We're taking a look at Cameco here. In my previous video, which was on September 22nd, we noted that longer term, we had a potential breakout. So very longer term, we're talking years and years and years. This isn't exactly a trend line because there's only 2 points, but then we got down here and we discussed that now that we've broken out above this, we could see prices in here in the future. But you have to understand, this is 2024, 2025, right? And what I also pointed out was that in the near term, which is what's more important, we had, as I pointed out earlier, this trend line resistance level. And given that we had exploded up to this level, and we touched resistance, I would say, I stated that the easy money had already been made for now and that there was limited meat left on this bone here. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You have a big move into resistance. That's where the risk-reward ratio starts to flip over. So what has changed since? Well, we see we did have a weekly candle that was higher. If we just take a look at the weekly, after 2 weeks of coming down, we had a little weekly candle that was higher. But we have since come down. Now we are not in a good position as we have potential negative divergence here on the daily. Let's just take a look at this one here, but also we have a high here and we have a lower high here. So this could continue the downtrend. And in this position, we want to always be cognizant of this potential risk. When you look at a stock, all you really want to ask yourself is whether the pattern that's currently in front of you is bullish, is extremely bullish, meaning that there are investors on the sidelines that look at the current move and think that it's an optimal time to go long. And right now I can't say that on the weekly. Possibly we can get a move higher here, but again, that's a risk. And on the daily, same thing. This is not optimal. So we can see even on the daily that we had a small bounce here, and we have clearly run into resistance here at the 2275-ish area here. We can see we took back here, we were rejected here, and we were rejected here again. At this point, I continue to favor more consolidation with a negative bias, making the stock generally untradeable, even going short. But the conclusion to come to is that at this time, I do not see strong material potential for a good, solid move higher. That's really all you have to do, right, when you're looking at this stock. Narrow your focus to that, and you'll be able to see the technicals a lot better. So there is no high probability setup. Now, I could be wrong, But again, I am restricting myself to optimal entry, and I just don't see any potential here. But before we end this quick video update, I just want to show you something. We did have a move higher recently here, right? It was over a few days. It was a little volatile, but it was a move higher. So I just want to quickly take a look on the hourly just to show you something. Subscribers, you already know what I'm going to show you right now. It's the name of the channel. So we can see the stock moved lower here on the hourly. Then we had a low here on the MACD, and look at this. We've got a negative histogram here. So we have a higher low on the MACD. What happens after you have a higher low on momentum? Well, you get a little bit of a move higher, right? So we did move from 20 all the way up to 21.50, let's say. And then we even moved down again, forming a very small, just a little bit of negative histogram, but it is divergent, remains divergent. You can see higher lows, a series of higher lows, and so we moved higher. Now, unfortunately, since then we have come down, and you can see we had a bearish divergence. We had a high here, and then we had a subsequent high, which was, first of all, it was lower in price, but you can see that it was clearly lower in terms of momentum. Therefore, odds favor a continued move lower, and then we would have to look at the daily time frame. And this would therefore favor further moves lower. But remember, we had some buyers here at around 20, and we could still have them at this level. Unfortunately, after that, I have a hard time seeing more material upside. That's not to say that it can't happen, but remember, we're playing as the house in a casino, and we only want to take optimal positions and optimal trades, and right now this does not look optimal. Look, like I've said before, this was the easy money, okay? The easy money has already been made. Now, this attracts retail investors thinking that it's going to the moon, and then the story at the top here is that, oh, well, we're going to have an infinite squeeze because of a lack of, whatever you call it, physical uranium. Okay, well, let's see how that story worked out compared to how it worked out with the technicals. Okay? That's all I want to point out here in this video. Don't get married to a stock or a trade or idea. Okay, be strong enough to set your ego aside, take profits, and be confident in your ability to make money in any market with any stock, so you don't have to put all your eggs into one basket, okay? You are bigger than any one trade you make. And you should remember that when people start talking about going to the moon. So thanks for watching. Hope you found this informative. This is likely one I will not update for 2 weeks, as it's not high priority for me, and it's not optimal just yet. I'll see you in the other videos I'm putting out today or after the close on Monday. Take care.